Hello and welcome back to Alex Goes Sailing. We're just leaving Helford now. It's like 8ish and we're heading that way. Dead calm. Needs to be very calm for the first bit until we get out to like some lighthouse, and then it might pick up on the nose, but it's 11 to 15 knots, so we could just tack up wind and have a bit of fun, possibly. We'll see how we feel, try and save a bit of fuel, but I'm not too upset about motoring today because we had a pretty good day yesterday and the day before, so we got some decent miles in. And then the sail back from the Isles of Scilly should be southwesterlies all the way, because that's typical for here, which would mean very minimal motoring. It's just because we've had to go upwind all the way and there hasn't been any easterlies. But I think as soon as we get to the Isles of Scilly on, I think it's either Saturday or Sunday, a bunch of easterlies roll through for a couple of days, which would have been absolutely lovely, but that was not going to be the case. But we got a good sailing, but time to head round to the cities. They're really coming.
Oh my gosh, they're getting closer.
They're under the boat. Look at them, look at them. Look, they're on the front. He's on the front.
Oh my god.
Look, come to the front of the boat, come to the front of the boat.
Oh my god.
On this side of them. Now, with the wind forecast, it was forecast to be basically nothing. So we ended up motoring the entire way across to the Isles of Scilly, which wasn't so bad because it was very calm. Did get a little bit of motor sailing in, but not a whole heap. But we did have the dolphins to come out and play just before we left, which is really fun. But it's quite worth it because normally you get southwesterlies, which means going on the nose, trying to beat up wind kind of thing, so I don't mind motoring to the Scilly. But we should be able to sail downwind all the way back to Brighton when we go to leave the Scillies, which should be quite nice. Right, we've made it. St Agnes, shallow water, about 3 meters. So we're about a meter and a half beneath the keel, supposedly. I'm going to calibrate the depth gauge while we're here, so I know exactly where it is. Go down with a tape measure or something, we'll see. But we're going to go to the pub that's up there. We're going to get the dinghy out and we're going to throw the thrust me kicker on it. So we're going to save having to lift that thing on. Lightweight, electric, buzzing in over there. Easier to carry up over the rocks because the tide will be rising. I need to check how much by. I might even throw the anchor in with the dinghy just to be safe. But we're going to tidy up the boat a bit. Not so much tidying since we didn't sail, unfortunately. But it's absolutely lovely here. And the swell is just about acceptable here for the minute, but it should be dissipating because of the wind directions coming from over there. So, well, at least overnight in building. So we got a good spot here, I think. Right, time to untie this contraption. It's our latest solution, so we don't have to put it on the bow. It seemed to work. The front does slide off a little bit that way, so it needs a bit of a fine tuning, whether I go through the bottom of the rail of the ladder and then up. Just give that bottom pull, but yeah, it seems to work all right for now until we get better dinghied up it. And now it's in. Missed that drop, but got my little rope here.
3, 2, 1, jump.
Glasses down. Alright, we're good to go. What was that dumping over there? Something's jumped out of the water.
Yeah, it's been doing that for a bit. It was over here before when I was on the boat. Going in and out the water.
It's very good. We're zooming along. This isn't even full power. So we're getting pretty good speed with 3 of us on board.
Oh yeah?
All with the remote. Look at that.
That's the problem. It's water.
Right, so we've just been up exploring this island, Anchor. We've just done it all. One other boat in the anchorage now, others are left. We're going to pop round to the main island of St Mary's, anchoring the second bay opposite the town, and just going to park the anchor, start the engine and get over there. And I think we'll go for a swim in that bay. We were going to swim here, but we have work obligations, unfortunately. So, Engino is running. Yeah, you can do it now. Listen out for the water. Yep. Right, we're in the next anchorage spot. St Mary's. Perfect spot. Had the spinnaker pole out. Did some flips and stuff off the boat into the crystal clear water. Right, I've come up with some sort of contraption using the spinnaker pole. Some sort of preventer. Can be made a lot better. Spreading it wider. If you open up the gate, put it all locked off on here. Got it as high as it'll go. Makes a pretty nice swing off the side of the boat. Tie a little stopper knot on the end here. And we're gonna give it a go. Oh. You didn't even swing, you just jumped. You just jumped. They're right there in front of you. So I'm gonna do a bit of grocery shopping on the beach. Into town, have a look around a bit, get the dinghy out. We've got Trust Me Kicker on the dinghy. These two melons are gonna come with, and we're gonna go put the dinghy over there.
Earthquake! Earthquake!
Can you get an earthquake on a boat?
Are you filming?
It's water wake.
I don't know. I made it! Yeah.
36%. Press the button 3 times.
Remove
Good
the
speed.
packagings.
Oh no, she's removing the packaging.
Oh, that looks so much better.
It's a bit of a clean. Oh, I can see that bit better now, actually. We've got it in shallow mode at the minute. Use the handle to lean it back. Works a treat. I think we're quite good here. I can see the bottom. And then tilt it right forward. Oh, right forward. And then lock it off. And you're ready to take it up the beach. Take the kill switch with you. What service?
Now, we had a little wander around St Mary's, and the RNLI had one of their lifeboats on the dock for you to go check out. So we jumped on board, had a right old look around, checking out all the systems, chatting with the crew. It's quite interesting to see how they're built, really tough. Kind of glad they've got these things just in case I need rescuing one day. But if you do have the ability, please go donate to the RNLI. Well worthy cause, especially if you're out there on the water, because you might need them one day. But anyway, it was really cool checking out the boat, and I got this pretty cool picture with the mascot. But anyway, time to get back to Gatane and head to the next anchorage.
Right, I've done a bit of exploring on St Mary's, walked around that side of the island. I think we're going to end up coming back here for one day at least, so we'll probably do the fort another day. But we're going to get rolling out of this anchorage. We're going to try and do Samson, Rushy Bay, but I think it might be a bit of swell going into there, so we're going to go there, figure it out. If not, we can always do it another day if there's better swell. But the only other night that I can see where the swell's going the other direction, it switches halfway through the night, which I think is worse than what this would be. I need one thing to do, and let's just go there and find out if it's actually going to be bad, because then we can tuck in a little bit and hide from it. So fingers crossed, and we can always try and rig up something with a bridle on the anchor chain to point us into the waves a bit, but we'll give it a go, see what happens. So we're going to start up the beast, get it running. We've got the gauges listed. We're showing about 100-ish litres of fuel, so it should be good. So it might come back here on the one day we're going across, and I'll probably grab a couple of cans of diesel out of there maybe, just to be safe. But for now, we're good just going around the islands. I'm never going to be motoring very far. Need to fix this, it just keeps popping out. So click over, and she runs. Perfect. Right, it's high tide. It's time to head out. We're gonna head out through here. We're gonna go to St. Helens Pool, I think it is. We got pull up the anchor. Might have to motor down on it a bit because it's a little tight. So yeah, we're gonna get cracking. We are getting shallow, 2.5 meters beneath the keel supposedly, and I've just done a calibration on it, so I'm not sure how accurate it is. You can see Navionics seem to have the more accurate charts for detail, so it's looking pretty accurate. These numbers basically mean what's underneath my keel. I've set it to a tide height of 4 meters, which is what we'll be in about half an hour or so. So we're just going to get through here. We're almost out. Main channel's here. There's marker over there. This is where the ferries go through anyway, so it should be pretty safe. Just got to go this way a little bit. I want to crash into the island of rocks, and then we're going to head around that corner and do the same to get to St. Helens Pool. Right, we made it round to the pool. Little bit of swell coming this way, but it's not too bad. And then we've got one boat over there, not too bad. And it should be lightening up, and the tide's going down, so this should drop off as well. Just a bit of current ripping through here a little bit, but it's time for dinner. So I think it's lentil nachos. Not my choosing. I prefer a bit of meat in my meals, but we'll see what happens. I think I've had it before, so it should be nice. But maybe we'll have a nice sunset. A few clouds up here, but at the back of those, it looks clear. So fingers crossed. There's some decent sun when we were coming in, but yeah. And the dinghy also stayed attached at the back there. We just got it tied off to this rail at the back here. Left the big old outboard on there. So we'll see how we get on.
Now we went to go check out some of the islands. We went over to see some of the castles, check out the towns and the beaches. Then we went back to St. Helens Pool, which is where Gatane was anchored. St. Helens Pool is probably one of the safest anchorages in the entire of the Isles of Scilly. It's protected pretty much 360 degrees. On the big islands, there's some reef, some smaller islands. I guess that's why it's called the pool. But yeah, very nice anchorage to be in. You feel very safe. So perfect spot to go explore a couple of the other islands. But it's time to crack on.
Right, it's another day in the Scillies. This is the day of the storm. It's dropped off on the forecast a little bit, so max 27 knots apparently, but you never know. Other forecasts say a little more, some say a little less. But you can see some breaking waves over there on the rocks. So we're in quite a protected spot in St. Helens here, St. Helens Pool. But we're gonna weasel our way out and go back to the main island, St. Mary's. One, because reprovision a bit, get a bit of fuel. Also, we want to check out the fort. That's a pretty good hidey hole from all the big swell, because we're going to get swell from the side and a bit from the north. So we're going to go hide in there because it's the best spot. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll go back out and explore St. Martin's a bit. That's the final island on the chain. And I don't want to leave the dinghy in. I might pull the outboard up a little higher. I'm going to try giving it a tow. I think I might go around this side of the island, so that's be a bit more protected than that side, since the swell's meant to be coming from over there, even if most of it gets broken up by the rocks. Don't really want to get in that. So we've got the engine roaring up. I've got my Navionics set to a depth of 3 meters. The tide is currently 3.4, and that means we should have a clearance going out there about 2 or so meters at a minute, a little more than that. So we're going to get to holding the anchor and get a wriggle on, so we can get in. Oh, there's a cobweb on the boom. I need to get rid of these spiders that are living in there. Anyway, Helena's awake. She's going to come help.
Alright, we did our quick sail over to the main island and got a little bit of diesel, stocked up on a little bit of food to hold us over till we get back to the mainland. And then we headed back to the north, to the final island to check out. And we went up to the it was like a little northernmost point with the little marker at the top of it. Looks like a lollipop stick. Really cool to check out. And there's a nice bakery. Had some cats there, so definitely check out that. It's got a pub down the other end, so you can go check that out if you ever visit yourself. But Gatane was anchored on the easternmost side, so a little bit of a rolly anchorage, but it was our day to leave to head back across to the mainland. Also, we managed to get the aquamarine catchman style dinghy up on plane with 3 people aboard, with only a 6 horsepower outboard, which was quite impressive. Did take a little bit of trimming and jiggling to try and get it up onto plane, but it was zooming once it was up there. Alright, but that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.